Peace, y'all. Welcome to today's Mathematics with your girl, Sunshine Monet L. We have officially entered the energy of Bastet, which is the feline cat. This goes on from September 23rd to the 27th. All right. So while we're within these next 4 days, we're in a space of the deities of cats dealing with fertility, loyalty, sensitivity, intuition, looking for balance and avoiding conflicts is heavy here. Being charming and affectionate, all that fun stuff. The energy of the cat. We are in the cat energy until the 27th, and then 28th comes, and then we'll be in Sept, which is loving to be the center of attention, the god of chaos and violence. And that's pretty interesting because we're supposed to have this like chaotic asteroid coming. Was it like the god of chaos or something the name of this asteroid is? I forget. But it's pretty interesting how all of that is lining up, how it is. Anywho, today's the day 9/23/8. We are in the day of 2/3. We are in the third decan of the month. This is decan of creation and expression and understanding, which is once we have the knowledge, we start applicate the knowledge. Now we have an understanding of what happens when we, apply the knowledge. We have a, certain level of discernment, and we're exercising that discernment on the threes, right? On this day of 2/3, we're paying attention to our chokma, paying attention to our bina, and when we bring those together, it brings us to Hera Kahudi, which is the celestial enforcers, enforcing that celestial law in our space, which usually is where we are in the spectrum with Maat. How, however way that looks to you is up to you, for real. You're the one that's judging yourself or accepting the judgment of others to judge yourself with, to feel like you need to defend or offend yourself or defend or offend other people. So that's up to you and what you want that 5 to look like for you, how you want to live through that 5, how you want to experience and expel that 5 and express that 5, all those different things. But yeah, that brings us to walking in the power of our truth. That brings us to the 5th house, which is the Leo house, bringing us the confident, the courageousness. Again, another cat energy, being that Leo, the lion. Also dealing with our temperament, with our heart chakra. 5 is the 5th chakra in the middle. The heart chakra is the chakra in the middle, balancing the upper and lower self. So we walk in the power of our truth, aligning both our upper and our lower self, and being that homeostasis in the middle. So we're going to take that 5, we're going to take that truth, that power, that enforcer energy, and we're going to put that into the year of 9, because whatever we do, we're putting it up into that energy of the harvest, that 9 of Yesod, which is the divine womb, the celestial womb. Not only dealing with the sacral chakra associated with like Jupiter energy, but also dealing with 9, dealing with Cancer, the moon card, the lunar card, dealing with the divine waters, the Olukun, the deep waters, which we get into the, the water that you're born into as a baby, as an infant. Excuse me. And that brings us into the deep waters, and that's a whole thing, getting into the roots of all those things. Know how that goes. But yeah, so we put it up into the divine womb, the celestial womb. We put it into the 9, the number of completion, number of born in supreme mathematics, and that brings us 1 and 4. So once again, we get what we put up. It got reassembled, and now we're putting it back down. Eventually, we're going to get back into that Hera Kahudi enforcer, but first we're going to deal with the knowledge and the foundation of things on that 4, right? 4 also deals with 4 can also be dealing with Maya energy as well. I don't know if y'all knew that, but we talked about that heavy yesterday in Sunday service, was the 2s and 4s associated with Maya. But 4 is associated with Maya. Now we're getting to Jupiter, Piscean energy. This is mercy. This is universal love, law, and justice and truth. Giving you that divine kindness, Jadula, as far as the frfr go. That's the energy that we're dealing with. So we have that knowledge, we have the Keters, we have that crown chakra energy, being in alignment with the 4, the number of stability, giving us that joy, the sacral chakra energy that we deserve, that mercy, Ashe. Also giving us more intellect on the law, justice, and truth of things, because we're going to put that knowledge on the law, justice, and truth, that Mayat, the knowledge and Mayat together, and we're going to enforce that, right? Because we come back into the 5 of Hera Kahudi, enforcing the things in our space, the celestial enforcers. We're coming back into the solar plexus chakra with it. So we're going to take that 5 and we're going to put it into the year of 8. This is the year of the wood dragon. High highs make low lows make high highs. The goal is to be the homeostasis in the middle. Oya is a representation, a personification and a rhesus of that 8 energy, bringing us the storms, watching over the currencies, all forms of currency, whether it be the way the water is moving because of the pole shift, the way space is moving through those cosmic waters, the way the land masses are moving during the cosmic waters out here, the way our body is moving through our cosmic waters on a personal level, the way currencies move, whether you're dealing with the money currencies, the bank, the maritime law, the straw man that's floating lost out in the sea, doesn't matter. All is in alignment with the marketplace and the currencies, right? So, we're paying attention to the transformations happening, all those things, because the 8 also deals with transformation, death, and rebirth. That divine circle giving us the figure 8, that affinity symbol. What else does 8 do? I don't know, but we're going to take that solar plexus chakra, put it in that space of transformation, death and rebirth, putting it in that year of 8, the year of lead. This is also a great year for business. I think I mentioned that already, but 8 being associated with business and leadership, and the rise and fall of empires is what we're experiencing now, with Pluto sitting over there in Capricorn and going back. Capricorn definitely in the Vedic scale and in the constellation. So definitely what's happening around us is the transformation, and power and success. What that looks like to you, a transformation happening in the infrastructure of all things, and the roots, what we're rooted in. All the facets of our roots, all of that is dealing with the transformation, and the rebirth of things. Now, tropically, we've been going back and forth between Capricorn and Aquarius. Aquarius deals with that socializing, detachment, reattachment, social, revolutionary energy, being, separate from society, like people in hospitals and jails and nursing homes and stuff like that. Also dealing with electronic communication as well. It's heavy here with the Aquarius energy. So we have that happening back and forth from the tropical chart. So yeah, eights is winning. Eights is doing the transformation of the things and making the pendulum swing into power. And so when we put the 5 into the 8, that brings us to the karmic number 13. Having that intellect and that understanding of the intellect, also expressing the things that is a big thing here too. And I talk about that heavy with y'all a lot, about like in the month of 8, I guess, when we were walking in the power of truth, we ran into a lot of 13s in a row, really assisting us in exercising our ability to communicate the things that we know, to express and create with what we know, to understand what we know, and trust what we know, to exercise it, right? Because we have a lot of knowledge, but we are very fearful of exercising our knowledge. Like, we know a lot of things in this society is wrong, but we still go along and get along. And the question is why? Why are you still going along and get along if you know it ain't right, if you know it isn't in alignment, if you know this is not what you're here to do, if it's not what you're here for? Why are you forcing yourself to do it anyway? And we don't like to deal with that number 13 because it makes us really get to the root of our fears, the root of the walls and the boundaries, and we realize that we're the ones that's putting them upon ourselves. There is no random white man, there's no conglomerate of people. It's none of this shit. It's really you. You're the only person standing in your way telling yourself you can't do something. Of course, for every energy, there's an equal opposite energy. But at the end of the day, if you don't know how to communicate yourself and you don't know how to carry yourself, it's still going to be you in your way. You know what I'm saying? So we move in gratitude for that level of knowledge. Overall, today is a day of 4. Today is a day of Maat. Today is a day of balance, law, justice, and truth. We're dealing with that Jadula energy. We're dealing with the sacral chakra as far as the nervous system and what's righteous. We're making sure our heart stays light as a feather today. 4 also deals with that Taurus fixed earth energy, again dealing with your heart chakra and how you feel about things, how you prioritize what you see value in, and how you value those things at different levels of love and forgiveness, unity. Also, 4 being associated with the foundation of all things. So let's get into the astrological update. We start the day off with a 69% Juan Gibbous moon rising at 10:21 p.m. and setting at 1:39 p.m. We are in Gemini on tropical in our mindset. We are all about community and communication and learning and things, being flexible and adaptable. Sidereal and constellation, we are in Taurus, dealing with that 4. Sunrise at 6:48 a.m. and setting at 6:54 p.m. The moon and Jupiter at minimal angle at 6:28 p.m. The moon is 4.9 degrees north. Conjunction at 7:01 p.m. The moon is 4.9 degrees north. Observe at 11:08 p.m. with a 6.1 degree north-northeast separation. The moon passed Elnath in Taurus constellation at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This brings on the energy of fortune, Mars and Mercury energy, and then the sun entered Libra zodiac at 9:19 a.m. this morning. So we now have the sun entering the experiences of the balanced Maat scales in our thoughts, bringing us back to the Venusian sense of value, making sure what's inside of your heart is being expressed on the outside and not the other way around. The moon sitting over there, giving us the fortune that we need and abundance and expansion in those spaces. So pay attention to your downloads to your third eye, and reach out if you would like an eclipse reading, a retrograde reading, or life path number reading, or anything in between, because consultations are free. And that's what I got for you, Cosmic Nobodies.